There we go. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Astrology. Hey there, everybody. Of course, we have Lady G here. Just to my side, looking fabulous, and we have Dr. Lena Rodriguez, of course, joining us live from Australia. Now, bear in mind, folks, it is 9 a.m. ish in the morning for
Sunday morning, and I look like it.
But we really appreciate these efforts that you're making, especially now you're in your winter time, and of course you've had to turn your clocks back twice in that time. So I'm in British summertime, and at last we're starting to have some warm weather. Okay.
Oh, don't rub it in.
Oh, well, I mean, it's been a while though, Lena. I must say, Lena, it's been really a while where I barely needed to put my fan on. As you'll notice, my little disco beads are blowing slightly in the breeze.
Oh, so, I thought you were in a Bangkok brothel.
No. I'm in my usual place, Lena. Don't you recognize the Bangkok brothel? Well, who knows? Maybe next year.
Yes, well, really. So I won't say anymore.
No problem. So first of all, I want to say a big welcome and thank you to everyone for joining us live on the show tonight. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're entertained and enjoy the content. And of course, if you'd like to subscribe to the ladies' channels, they're in the description below. Right, today's show, folks, it's a simple one.
It's a very simple landscape.
So obviously we're going to be talking about Duck L'Orange, but we're also going to be talking about the Tories. I just literally gathered your questions together, put some notes on there, and we're going to run with it. I just wanted to give a little quick call out, and this is a little call out to Astrolada and Trifon Nikolaev. You may know them. They're very famous Bulgarian astrologers, and I'm taking their course today, second part tomorrow, and it's all about the 100 most important Babylonian stars.
Oh, that's
very
niche.
Indeed, it's very niche. Very niche indeed. Now, I knew a few of them, but with this, once I've kind of learned everything and I've perfected these stars and all their meanings, I'm going to start weaving them into my interpretations and consultations and stuff like that, because they really do give some very specific favors. So I wanted to say that. And let's see. I think that's it. Oh, another thing. I've put in the video description because it came up in someone's feed. So I've put in the video description a link to Julia Child on PBS cooking duck à l'orange.
Oh,
no. It is hilarious, especially when she drags out the giblets and suggests removing the wishbone. And I would also add my own little suggestion, which is something I'm referring to as jackstraw sauce, which is made with peppercorns and brandy, flaming flambéed, which will crisp up the skin just a little bit more. Right.
Oh.
Are we ready to begin, ladies?
Absolutely.
Okay, so first question in. So in our little aeroplane, we're going to be in my neck of the woods. Yeah, we're going to be in my neck of the woods. So Peachy Llama has asked, with the Tories imploding and the resignations happening, will Sunak be forced into calling an earlier election? Quite a juicy question.
Yeah.
Anna,
because outside of America, there are many ways to do an election cycle. And one of them is the Prime Minister in power has some flexibility. Ooh.
Maybe. Carry on, Lena.
Yeah, I was just explaining to people outside of America. So it can be up to a 6-month variation or something. They can call it early or let it, flow on an extra few months.
Yeah. Also had the temperance card fall out. Basically, Boris, for those that may or may not know, Boris Johnson resigned yesterday from being a parliamentary minister. This has triggered a by-election, so it means his seat is now up for grabs from any of the parties. Also, his sidekick, his phlegmatic Nadine Doris, who's just this ridiculously silly person. Look at that. And this, look, the delusion card falls out as soon as I'm talking about her. She's also resigned. So they're saying it's like the Boris Johnson crew are trying to undermine Rishi Sunak. So this will change the balance of power. Anyway, will Sunak be forced to call an early election?
Sunak early election.
Get rid of these hideous Tories.
Sharon says Boris Johnson resigning is like the trash taking itself out. Yes.
I'm going to try not to.
Love you guys.
Brilliant. So true. He knew the writing was on the wall. Gosh. The blonde blancmange has removed himself.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh. Okay, who's ready to go?
Well, I'm not. I'm trying to work out what these are about, really.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Would you like me to go then, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll probably throw our routine for the next hour, but give it a go.
Do you know what? I've got some juicy cards here. Juicy. I've pulled 5 and I've got 3 major arcana. And obviously the ladies, this energy is already starting to express itself, because if both the ladies have got cards that are quite mixed, the cards are already indicating something. But maybe because I'm in the UK, mine's maybe more straightforward. Looky here. 9 of Swords. Now, this is Rishi Sunak in bed just being like, oh my God.
Now
I have
got
so
to deal
many
with
douchebags. Yeah, he's like, I've got so many douchebags in my party. They're so treacherous. They're so disloyal. I mean, should he be surprised? The Tory party is not even a box of snakes. It's like a box of dragons, all on amphetamines. They are just ridiculous and they just cannot control themselves. So this is him worried. 9 of Swords. Look at the obstacle position. The smug merchant. Oh, I wonder who that is. Oh, did you get the same? Oh,
All in the obstacle.
That. Now, we all know who that is. Yeah, that's obviously Boris. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Boris.
Absolutely, the smug merchant. Boris, of course, is retired early. Like someone said in the comments, the trash taking itself out early. Spirit is in complete unification, but also as well, Boris has been pumping the speaking tours and filling his pockets, folks. Yeah, it's very lucrative. When you're an ex-PM, you can go all to these places and they pay you money just to stand up and talk. And he's very good at that. But he's come in the obstacle position. So this is the smug merchant really putting the itchy powder down Rishi Sunak's back. Wait. Do you know what I mean? Do you have those in Australia, Lena, or New Mexico? They're called poplar trees, and they got those itchy ball things. Do you know they fall?
Oh, we have many weird plants that can actually kill you.
Oh,
don't worry about itchy. You have to stay away from the ones that will kill you outright.
Well, you know, Boris is sort of trying to do that to Sunak. Well, look here, we've got the Justice card in the middle, anchoring the whole reading. And of course, the context of this is, will there be a general election? Now, there may be some legalities that potentially come up, because the Tories are such a hotbed. Sorry, Lena. Well, did that trigger something? No problem. The Tories are such a hotbed of treachery and intrigue. You never know. There could be a succession of by-elections or whatever, but there could be some legalese. This is also to do as well, I think, because Boris was found guilty by the committee. It was leaked earlier and he jumped before he was pushed, but I think that's the legality there. The sun comes out. I think how much longer the Tories can go on like this, I really don't know. I think people can just see the whole situation is a farce, and it may just reach a moment of ridiculousness that it comes to a tower moment here. So that means there's more in the pipeline, folks. You know, Boris loves a bit of sabotage. He came out with his own Trumpy, it's a witch hunt, all this kind of stuff, kangaroo court. And it looks like, yeah, maybe there might be an event that comes up that triggers an election. I'll leave it there. Ladies, who's ready to go next?
I can.
Go for it, Lena.
Well, thanks for that, Hoagie, because it suddenly clarified my cards, or it could be the coffee. Finally, the brain kicked in. So Boris moved away. Right. Sunak is going to try and be the big boy, putting on his big boy pants with this King of Wands. King of Swords, you got a legal issue too. I think there will be a legal issue coming out of this that could prompt it happening. The Ace of Wands makes me think he will go forward with an early election. And here's the Ace of Cups here, which, as you can see, is very wet. So often a gorgeous card of things, but when it's dealing with these out of control people and situations, it can just be emotions running high and spilling over. Right, but I would say yes.
Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, above it all, I have, wanting to move forward in action. It's going to be a bit of fireworks with the messages coming out. Underneath of it, again, we have this mental spin and charging forward. We have innovation of health, so wanting to make it healthier, but whether it is or not, who knows? In the center of it, we still have some illusion and delusion and dark things behind the scenes going on. And we have some strong opinions and, of course, those that want to hold on to power. And as usual, we have, Boris. We all have Boris in the challenge position here, and somebody wanting to maintain control and take over. I think somebody wanting to take over in the power of what Boris had. Somebody wanting to dethrone him and take over the throne for themselves.
Yeah, indeed. And Lucky McLucky is sending you some love as well. Lady G.
Lady G's had a tough time.
Thank you.
Absolute shocker that you've been having. Here, Roxanne Clement says, hopefully Boris 45 and Putin will all go down at the same time. Oh my God. I mean, that would be like a yard sale of justice, wouldn't it? Just all thrown out on the pavement at once. I certainly hope so. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No, moving on.
All right, let's cross through that. So that's that there. Now, number 2. Oh my gosh, this person. I had a feeling she'd be back in the news. Right, okay, so Bernice Henson, thank you so much for your question. Will Eileen Cannon recuse herself, or will Jack Smith have to request another federal judge?
Ooh.
And I think we should get Shakespeare's opinion on this lady, don't you think? Because she's, we'll have to see. I remember, wasn't she the same judge that did that whole debacle of the massive delay thing, which, just outrageous. Yeah. Outrageous. Okay. Will Eileen Cannon recuse herself, or will Jack Smith have to request another federal judge from Bernice Henson. Thanks so much.
I have a regular intrepid viewer who I will just say is a lawyer in one of the southern states and has encountered her firsthand on more than one occasion. His nickname for her is Loose Cannon because she is...
Loose Cannon, yeah. She just strikes me as just one of his sycophants. Do you know what? Has anyone here seen the film Omen?
Of course. I'm still recovering.
Do you know what? When I think of Duck L'Orange, yeah, and the sycophants that look after him, do you remember there was that woman who was employed as the nanny for Damien? Do you remember? And there's a little bit, and I'll never forget, he's there in the room looking at her, and she's got this Rottweiler with her, and she says, "Be not afeared, little one. I am here to protect thee." Yeah? And it's like the people are around Trump. And I remember when the priest was cursing her out, and she's like, "She's an apostate of hell." Yeah. And I just think these people in Congress are like that nanny in Damien. They're apostates. Anyway, who's ready to go first?
Well, I can.
Go for it.
Okay. Here we have Aileen Cannon, who is walking around like she's a normal person and not a twisted psychopath. Spectacularly bad at her job. There's a seldom used interpretation of the Nine of Pentacles, right, which is normally like sitting pretty and life's quite comfortable. It was pointed out to me years ago, sometimes the robes are too big for that person. And she's really not up to being a judge, let alone a judge in a hugely historic case. So that's her. Oh, whoops, the Tower. Okay. Now, I was a bit worried. Is it Cannon's Tower or is it a tower for the case? I think this will go bigger before we know with the World card, because it's not easy to do this thing. Legal cases are decided basically on a roulette wheel of arrangement of who gets the next case. There will be wheelings and dealings behind the scene. Now, my last card is the Empress.
Ooh.
Does that mean Aileen Cannon can't be pushed out and she sits over it? Or does it mean another woman judge is coming in? I'll be interested what you guys get. But I did pull a clarifier, the letter in the post. I think that's written documentation of how she's failed in judgeship, but she might have failed in every case she's ever dealt with. But if she's still on the bench, I think she's still on the bench. I hope you guys get better news.
Well, this morning I did a reading on her, and what I got was she was planning on trying to thwart it again, as usual. But what I got with this is at the center, there will be a victory when it comes to above it, a strength of the argument. Okay. Not for her, because going into it, we have 45 in the burden of all this drama. We have her resistance, but above it, we have the male moving it forward. The challenge is juggling this and moving it to calmer waters, to a better place, because she wants to obstruct it. They inherited her obstruction, so they are going to get rid of her. Jack Smith will be able to get rid of her.
Right, fascinating, and I hope that is the case. as you ladies both know, I sometimes have my own intuitive interpretations of certain cards. And whenever I see the Empress, I always get the instinct of what is under her billowing skirts. Yeah. And in the context of this Eileen person, I feel like she's got plans underneath the skirts to, you know, try and scupper again. I mean, why else wouldn't she? And so we'll see, but let's hope Jack Straw is also underneath there with some garden shears to kind of cut away, you know, certain things, certain plans she might be cooking. But I just find the idea that this lady could be in such a pivotal position, in such a historic case. It's beyond parody, isn't it, folks?
It is. It's.
I don't, you know, it's hard to know what to say. I want to say thank you as well to Kathleen as well for your donation. That is so
that's
kind.
so kind, Kathleen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right, mixed cards from me here. Let's just dive in. Straight off, look what we get. The moon. Yeah, the moon. She is dodgy as you know what.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff going on. She's probably cooking. I mean, Donald Trump has probably got her on speed dial. She's there talking back. They're probably running through burner phones like cookies at the moment. Yeah, talking to each other. There we are, literally lobster coming out, dog and wolf howling at the moon. It is dodgy. And this is also showing as well the difficulty that the nation will have to walk between the two pillars of truth in these murky times. If we look in the obstacle position, the Page of Pentacles. Now, this can often talk about messages. We know Pentacles talk about, pages talk about messages. But look, here we are holding the Page of Pentacles. Sorry, the page is holding a pentacle in his hands. Is this the sense that Cannon feels indebted to Duc Larange for him cherry picking her and putting her in that place? Is she going to stand up for true values and, you know, the USA, or is she a plant or a bribe? Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's in the obstacle position. But look, Five of Pentacles in the middle. Oh, the stakes are really quite high because look, we know this card is about what being out in the cold, impoverishment, etc. But we're asking about the ruling on the case. Who is the one that is impoverished? Is it Eileen is thrown out where Jack Straw comes in and Jack Smith, sorry, not Jack Straw, that's a British politician, bless. Jack Smith comes in and hurls her out into the cold. Or is this what she intends to do for justice and the rule of law in America? We'll have to see. Yeah, it's not yet clear. Here we got what's this? The 10 of Cups. Look at that, 10 of Cups in reverse. So maybe her plans will be scuppered, because we often refer to this as the fake GOP family, don't we? So here it is, upside down. So maybe the plans don't quite work out. And what gives me more encouragement is the outcome card here is the Lovers. About, important decisions, deals, negotiations made, and it's upside down. So I think she's gonna try with her shady moves. She's gonna try and impoverish the outcome for justice. But the last two cards are suggesting that she and the GOP are not successful. I think Jack Straw is a bit too strong for them.
Jack Smith.
Sorry, Jack Smith. God.
I know it's hard when you've got Jack Straw in your head, because he's been around forever. Jack Straw.
Indeed. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we ask Shakespeare's opinion on Cannon? No?
No.
Okay, cool. Whose turn is it to read this time? I can't remember who last did the read. I think is it
Lady
Lena?
G.
I think
Lady
it's
G?
my turn.
Right. Okay. Now, folks.
Okay.
Here, and for those many of you ask, the book is in the description, the video description. But for those that want to know, this book is called Shakespeare. Yeah. The Bard's Guide to Abuses and Affronts. Yeah. And it is made by Running Press. It is a darling gem little book, which is full of hilarious quotes. All right, I close my eyes. This is Shakespeare's opinion on Judge Canon. Lady G, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Wow. This is The Bard Never Fails. Listen to this. This is from Coriolanus, sorry. Your abilities are too infant-like for doing much alone. Is that not perfect? Oh,
because she is totally inadequate for the task.
Wow. And here on the next page it says, have your mouth filled up before you open it. From Henry VIII. But that page, is that not just perfect? The Bard never fails. I read it again.
Never fails.
Pardon me. Your abilities are too infant-like for doing much alone. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He just sums it up. He just
yes. We're redundant. Leave it to the bar.
We need to fill a book of quotes and just be like, that's the show, folks. Absolutely perfect. He spooks me.
So funny.
That is just too perfect. Right. Shall we move on? I can't get over how that was just wow.
No.
Are we ready for the next question?
Absolutely. Although I don't think we can ever top the Bard.
No. That is amazing. Amazing. Okay. Question number 3. Let's just see here. Oh, what's this here? Let me just make sure I'm reading this right so I don't need my glasses for this one. So this is coming from Cassandra Payne. Thank you so much for your question. She says, hi, HoGaLe. I would like to know if, is it Nalda? She's written it Nalda here, but I think it's written, spelt differently, but never mind. What is it? The man she said indicated with the monster, which I think she means is Trump, will eventually take a plea and leave the monster defending alone. So I think she's referring to the aide of Trump, who essentially helped bamboozle the lawyers defending Trump and the FBI and basically trying to hide the documents. So she's asking, will he also will he take a plea and leave Donald Trump alone? Sorry, it was written a bit strangely.
Sorry, can you just sum up the question for me?
Yeah, I know it was difficult for me to read. Essentially, the person's saying, will Trump's aide abandon him and leave Trump alone to defend himself, essentially?
Yes, because the lawyers are dropping like flies. Will he be left on his own?
Sorry, that didn't come out smoothly, folks, but it was difficult to read the way it was worded.
Oh, good question. Who is the female family member noted in the indictment? We'll have to double back to that, maybe.
Absolutely. We can do a one-card pull on that. What was it? Who is the
female? Oh, no, is it female? Who is the female family member noted in the indictment? I didn't know this. That must have come out when I was sleeping.
In the indictment, well, there can be wow, that could be a certain Madame Ivanka, but we'll have to see. Maybe one of the other sisters, but it's probably Ivanka. Or maybe Melania, who did a swift job. We'll have to see. Okay, so will Trump's aide leave Duck L'Orange standing? There we are.
Oh. Now, I can go if you like.
Go for it.
I've moved to the Toth deck. I haven't used it in ages, but it always works for these people. Okay, so it starts with the Princess of Swords. In this deck, it corresponds with the Knight of Swords. So there's an impulsivity to this card, and I think this is Duck L'Orange as the worst client in the world, slashing through his legal team. This is the card, this is the Queen of Swords, and it's very similar to the Justice card in the sense of the woman with the sword of justice there coming through. Now, there's going to be a fast movement through the lawyers, like really galloping along. And my last card is failure. So it's like, I think there will be a legal failure. If I cared in any way about Trump's legal representation, this is saying he's in dire straits with the quality of the legal representation that will be left. Look at that card, you know, really.
Not looking good. Anything else, Lena, or does
no,
that
that's
complete your
me.
reading? Okay, Lady G, what do you have?
Okay, well, overriding the whole thing is, you know, who's holding on to power. Of course, it's the ex. And this guy is very unhappy with what's coming down the pike. At the center of it, we have his fishtails that he was involved with. And above it, we have new information coming out that he's feeling embattled because of this whole thing. Above it, we have anchoring in the history, his dealings with 45. Underneath of it, he's feeling dominated by his assertions, by 45's assertions. Going into it, he's looking at the path he's walked and the choices he's made because of 45. And the challenge is what they're holding on, and to this holding on to power, who's got the power and the mental thing. So I think that, you know, he's going to maybe try to turn the tides and save himself because he went through so much domination and things by 45. So I think he may be ready to try to get some of his revenge.
Very interesting. Just to click up a comment here. AJ Lowe said, Aileen cannon fodder will definitely accuse herself of face being removed from Shakespeare. Love that cannon fodder. And Mercury Angel says, this case is so much bigger than what Judge Cannon can handle. As Shakespeare so accurately identified, she was denied her decisions twice by the appeal court judges, and they are GOP installed justices. So even the conservative courts don't trust her. So we'll have to see. And we are. Oh, sorry. Go on. Oh, I thought. Okay. And we have over 1,000 people joining us live right now.
Oh,
so
guys. Wow.
Thanks so much. And happy Sunday to everyone who's watching us Sunday morning with a nice cup of coffee and getting all of the sizzle of what's been going down. All right, with this guy here, what cards do I have? I've got Temperance. So literally the way I interpret this is he is literally weighing stuff up. I think he is literally weighing stuff up. He's trying to do this balancing act, trying to be, you know, loyal to Duck L'Orange, which is always something that he insists on. But also as well, he needs to start thinking about his own behind, you know, when it actually comes to jail and stuff, because these are serious charges. And if you were aiding, abetting a criminal, let alone with top secret documents and stuff like that, Trump could be looking at 20 years per offense or whatever. You know, he might get a years list longer than a sheet of toilet paper. But this guy, even by association, could get, you know, some serious jail time himself. And he would actually go to jail because, you know, Trump, being a former president, needs to keep his secret service or whatever, whereas this guy would definitely go behind bars. Anyway, there's lots he's got to say. Pages come back again in the obstacle position, but for who? Is this the obstacle for Duc Larange, or is this the case that his aide doesn't feel like he can fully disclose everything he knows? I think it could be a combination of both. However, in the middle of the reading, we've got the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth. It's going to come out either way. So I think this is almost a bit like a plaster, you know, when you just have to tear the plaster off. I think if this guy's got any sense, he's going to have to abandon Duc Larange and throw him under the bus, proverbially, if he'll fit under the wheels. And then if we look here, we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is about what? Collaboration, negotiation, working with others. So maybe there's a reality check that comes where he has to coordinate himself, cooperate with the justices, although he's really not liking the prospects that are on the table. Look at that, Four of Cups. So I think his hand is going to be forced. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No, I'm kind of intrigued by that viewer question.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do a one-card pull on who is the female family member noted in the indictments. Let's have a little look and see what.
Sorry, is it a one-card pull?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do it? Let's do a one-card pull on this one, because sometimes the cards can just really get there. Who is the female family member mentioned in the indictment? Can Spirit tell us about the energy of this person? All right. Are we ready?
Oh, no, sorry. I just dropped my cards. Just a moment.
I know it's early for you, Lena. A few more sips of the coffee, you'll be fine. 1,200 with us now. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Yep.
Ready to go? All right.
Okay.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Ooh.
indolence. I'd forgotten what this card was in the top.
How do you interpret that, Lena?
That's indolence. Obviously, lots of cups. Indolence. I'm thinking, I think all our minds instantly go to Ivanka.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the added thing about indolence itself is they were lazy about covering their tracks from the get-go. So, yep, I'm thinking Ivanka.
Yeah, I also think Ivanka, because she's just like her daddy and has been one that will, you know, pull the power trip on somebody, I think.
Yeah, with that abuse of power. I also think it's Ivanka, but also from this sense of where she's like, I've got quite a lot to lose here. Look at that, the Four of Pentacles. Now, we know she's not short of a penny or two. So we know that she's not rummaging down the back of the sofa here. I think this is more about her family security, because I always associate fours with security of some shape or form. And it makes me think of the 4th house, which deals with mothers and family. So I think she is there, and I think she may have slipped a word or two just to make sure that hers and her family are safe, much like this guy holding the 4 of Pentacles here. At the end of the day, we also need to remember Ivanka is a mother and she really doesn't want to go to jail. And I think if she has to choose between throwing her brothers or even her father under the bus. I think I know what will happen in that stance. So I think it's Ivanka as well. But we'll have to see. Someone is protecting their position.
Yeah, somebody was saying they think it's Melania because she was saying that she can't fit all the boxes on the plane with her luggage.
I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute, but it looks like a hoarder's paradise. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we'll get onto that. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we move to the
There's a few question here thinking it's Melania. We could all be wrong, and it might be Melania.
Yeah, could be. This person's wanting to stay safe. That's what this card is suggesting to me.
Yes, and I've always said two things. One, that Ivanka and possibly, what's her husband's name? Jared, could fly to Israel to escape stuff down the track. But, yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, this one is a Boris Johnson question, and ironically, the question after this is a Melania question. So let's see with our one card pulls if there's correlation with that pull, and if there is, then maybe we might be onto something. We'll have to see. So Kay Yo has asked a simple question. What is Boris Johnson's outlook? Yeah, the blonde blancmange.
Is this a one card up?
Oh no, this will be a full pull, this one, because I think he's going to have quite a few things up his sleeve. You might not seen the back of him yet.
Boris, what's he got? What's Boris up to? Boris. And a viewer says Ivanka's fine. She's half owner of 1.26 billion Saudi dollars. Yeah, but they've got debts of 2 billion because of Jared's ridiculous things. So, but rich people never tend to crash completely. They just go down to their last few, 87 million, you know.
Yeah, no. She'll be all right. She's very cunning. Remember that four of Pentacles. She knows how to hold on to the money. Okay.
Boris.
What's in Boris's future?
Oh, he turned up again.
Oh, look at that. The mop of politics.
Little bugger doesn't want to let go, does he?
No.
But you know what? I suspect he really is liking the speaking tours because, look, he's a terrible politician, but I will give him credit when it comes to a crowd and talking. That is
brilliant.
He really is talented in that aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'd love to have a beer with Boris despite everything. You know?
Yeah, because his stories are so juicy. But I'm glad he's politics. Okay, who's ready to go? Lena, you ready to go?
Yeah, I can do that. So that, yes, there he is. Justice, you know, is all over this. He's not going to completely escape. The King of Wands, who is now my Rishi Sunak card, is going to ensure it's the death of Boris's political career. But there's a little thing at the end, which is Boris will continue going forward and making money, which would be speaking tours and books. But there's a turning point here where he won't be able to sort of come back as a political figure. But he almost doesn't have to, you know.
Yeah. Lady G, what do you have?
Okay, above the whole thing, what's driving the reading is moving forward has come to an end because of his history. Okay. So at the center of it, we have his mental spin as being his undoing. But he does have this dark energy, which I think it's about the women will kind of continue to support him. Because going in here, we have the victory and we have the woman holding on to it. So I don't know. Some women may be attracted to him in some way and keep him going. The challenges, he is at an end. But of course, things are moving forward and he's trying to do his tours to anchor in friends, people that he can, speak to and get on his side. An organization choosing to try to make some sort of a new organization going forward. But as far as his political thing there, that's at an end.
Yeah.
Yeah, could see in that way. Also, a message of condolence coming in from Darren. Lady G, very sorry for your losses. I think mutts might be better to adopt because there are fewer health issues. That's what he's saying here. He said he's got 3 alley cats. Yeah. He's adopted. So I just wanted to share that message there. Okay, Boris. Yeah, look at the card I get for him. Yeah, Mr. Partygate gets what? The party card. So interesting, isn't it? Where we got the smug merchant, and here we got. So here he is. It's
called Partygate. The whole thing that brought him down was Partygate. Look at that.
Literally, Partygate. There it is. Celebration, partying, swigging wine. You remember when we were all being told you can't breathe on another person. Only 2 of you can meet outside if you're 3 meters apart, and all sorts of ridiculousness that was going on, while him and his aides were wheeling in booze and beverages of all kinds, literally by the suitcase load, and they had so much booze they had to buy extra fridges. I'm not joking, folks.
Yes.
These days, even a swing from the ceiling, people vomiting up the walls and spilling red wine everywhere.
Yes, the cleaners complained. It was so Animal House.
There he is, Boris the blonde bombshell, there doing his stuff. But look what comes next. 3 of Swords. Yeah. So we can see the heartache and all of this stuff that caused. I mean, this caused deep offense, and it's actually good that he's been found guilty, because again, it shows some accountability. Boris jumped before he was pushed. He didn't necessarily have to resign, but it was going to be inevitable. This can show the heartache and the upset that was caused in the nation. Many of us are still sore about all of this. Yeah, it was just so blatant. However, with the 3 of Swords, when it turns out reversed, it can be like as if the swords are falling out. He's had to resign because of Partygate, but guess what? He's probably thinking about the money from the tours. So don't worry or weep about him too much. Here he is in the middle, trying to cause as much fuss and political turmoil as possible. Yeah, by him resigning along with Nadine Boris. Of course, this is causing by-elections, and it looks like to me they're trying to cause as much argy-bargy for Rishi Sunak as they can, as they leave via the front door or back door or whatever. Boris is also thinking about the money and his future. He's liking these tours, lining his pockets and stuff like that, keeping him stable. But I think there may be a little bit here. He's got the Page of Swords here. So again, pages are messages. This can mean the spy in the camp. We know he's got his machinations, but I think this is literally Boris Johnson's future memoirs and books, which are going to be full of salacious sizzle, folks.
Look, it's probably one of the few biographies I'd read. You know?
Yeah, me too. Just to get the skinny on it.
As one viewer said, maybe Boris will finally meet all of his children.
Yeah.
Now, he has got a big litter. This is true. And I've often thought that over the years, if someone wanted to nail Duc L'Orange, just get him on camera and ask him to name his grandchildren. He would not be able to get past 2. Probably 2 are named after him.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Boris, it's alleged that Boris has got 10 children. You know, there could be more. So his main gifts, of course, are big hair, one-liners, and fertility, clearly. So, Yeah, we'll give him that.
And good linguists. I'm sure they'll be good linguists.
Oh yeah.
So they can swear at him in 7 languages.
Indeed. Sorry for my cough. And we've got over 1,300 of you with us now.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so now Melania has come back in. Yeah. So Suzanne Chacan was asking, will the feds be talking to Melania? So again, this links in with the one card.
Yeah, it's coming back to Melania.
Let's do a pull and see
Melania.
what's going on, and then we're going to end up with Trump. So let's do a full pull. We'll also ask Shakespeare what he thinks of Melania, because we've not had his opinion yet. Ooh.
Are we doing a full or are we doing a one card?
I think on this one, let's do a full, because I want to see what comes out in the multitude of cards to see if it backs up our one card pull, or if we get a more of an Ivanka swing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So will the feds be talking to Melania? And let's see if we get a repeat of the cards from the one card pull or something else. If the cards repeat, I think it would suggest that Melania might be that family member. If they're different, then maybe it's Ivanka is the moral. All right, Melania. And then we'll end on a Duck L'Orange question. Melania.
Yeah. Strange.
Very interesting. Who's ready to go?
I can here.
Go for it.
Their romance, marriage, connection, whatever it is, has caused nothing but pain and drama and all of that. She has still got her sword raised, but this can also, I'm thinking spy in the camp here. She would turn evidence in a heartbeat, I think, if it meant she would be victorious, i.e. stay out of jail. But I'm not entirely convinced. I might be over-reading those cards here. She's more emotional than she lets on. You know, she's like a female version of Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Or a Botox advertisement or something. There's nothing on there. And yet inside, I think it's turmoil. And she's worried. This is children plural, but I think this represents Baron. She's worried about her son.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's not a happy camper. So if it's her that gets called up in this indictment, I think she's not the smartest tool in the shed, but she'd get a real lawyer, and he hasn't got one. So I think she'd trample him underfoot.
Lady G, what do you have?
Okay, well, the overarching thing on this read is about the past.
Oh, you got that too.
Yeah, that she just doesn't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I want nothing to do with it. Just get moving forward. I want to be out of here. Okay, so at the center of it, we have justice. So she is in a bit of delusion about it, and just
you got that as well.
Yeah. And
I got the moon card as well.
Yeah, you also got the delusion card, and just this end of this stuff. I don't want to deal with it mentally.
Yes.
This is crap. Okay. So going into it, we have that this is, feeling pressured. And I'm just out in the cold with this. I'm losing money. Okay.
Yeah.
I've inherited a jungle. I'm not. And there's the hidden things. And she just wants to party and celebrate. She's detached from it, from any kind of light. So I don't think they're going to be asking her because, you know, she just, I want to be separate from all of this. I don't know anything. You know, she's one of those. I just live my life. I don't see him. I'm in another part of the thing. So, yeah, I don't think that they're going to question her too much.
Which in a way, I would say has probably been quite a smart move on her part. Just playing, you know what? That's probably her best defense. And it's actually quite believable because we've seen all the various different memes. Do you remember in the early days when people actually cared about Melania? And remember, they were just like, blink your right eye if you need to.
Oh, exactly. It was a big thing in the gay community, wasn't it? Melania, just blink. Honey, we'll come and get you. I don't know.
I don't think anyone wants to rescue her now, but I think when I look at my cards, there is a suggestion here that maybe she has been, I mean, obviously, look, there's a lot of stuff she knows, but I think she's smart enough to play dumb and be believed.
Yeah. Well put.
Yeah, that's what I think. So here's Melania here, quite literally, look, Queen of Pentacles. She's still looking at the money. Yeah, that's the only thing that's kept the skin in the game for her. She's there in body, but the soul and everything else left years ago. Yeah, she's just looking at the coin. That's why she married this guy. It's taken every ounce of her strength to stay. Yeah, because look, here it is. It's turned up in the obstacle positions. So sometimes as well, when this card is reversed, it can mean bestial instincts. Look, I think she's getting her needs met elsewhere. I mean, who wants to be rolling around in bed with that man who is packed full of burgers and, you know, this, that, and the other? You know, yeah. I mean, I don't know, you could imagine. So it's actually required quite a lot of her emotional strength to stick around in this marriage. Yeah, she's been thinking about the coins, but I think it's been even more of a test than she thought herself. Particularly when we look here, look at this in the middle, the emotions. Yeah, just like you were saying, Lena. I think there are a lot more emotions going on with Melania than people think. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Botox helps a lot, but I think she's probably a bit more complex than we know. But I think she's also smart enough. She's poker face. Yeah. She's poker face. But look, there is more going on, more indications of emotions and maybe even mental struggles. Yeah, because if we look here, this is the Ace of Cups reverse and it's coming next to the moon, so we know there's a tremendous amount of emotion going on here. Psychological stuff going on, a lot more than we may realize. She's also, we know she has to be a bit delusional. I think she was realizes obviously, you know, marrying Trump may not have been the best, but this is not only just about delusions, it's also about choices. I think she's trying to weigh up what her options are, because I think she's wanted to be out of this marriage for many years, and I feel like she's just playing a waiting game, just like Lady G was saying. I don't want anything to do with it. Don't ask me. I don't know. Feds, too much was going on. I couldn't keep track of it all. I think she's going to play I was just the first lady. I was just shopping. I wasn't really paying attention. She obviously knows. Yeah. But she's smart enough to play dumb and be believed. That's what I think.
Now, Mercury Angel brings up a really good point. Trump has said if he's elected again, he won't recognize the children of immigrant parents as Americans. I mean, really, which would mean 4 of his own children wouldn't be considered American.
Wow.
I mean,
talk about a spiteful slap in the face, eh? My God, there's nothing is beneath this guy. Right, here we are. Like we say, save the worst for last. Yeah. So Edith Calandro asks, will Trump eventually be charged for being a spy for another country? Let's have a poll.
Well, there's espionage in the mix with this.
Indeed. There's over 1,400 of you here. Thank you guys so much. Right, let's do a pull on this. And don't forget, everyone, I've put Julia Child's Orange recipe in the link in the video description below. I was watching it and it is hilarious, even in black and white. All right, Duck L'Orange, will he be convicted as a spy for helping other countries?
Right, now I can go if you like.
Go for it, Lena.
All right, the fool at its most basic. This is just the man is a fool. Let's not dress it up. He thought it was a great idea and won him power and influence abroad by brandishing these papers around. Will he be charged? I think they're trying to still work out the charges. They're obviously further down the track than they were, and they've got certain things nailed down, but I think there will be even more revelations. He doesn't understand what he's being charged with, or he wouldn't think of himself as a spy. It was just about the money. I just sold a few pieces of paper. How bad can that be? You know, like, what's fine? But I think America will emerge from this. So in answer to the question, it's a bit yeah, but no, but for me. He might be charged, but I've always had the feeling before he gets to go to jail, his brain and his body will cave in and there'll be another sort of exit. But this is America prevailing over this madness and misery.
Lady G, what do you have?
Okay, well, the overarching thing for this is his abuse of power. The mental strivings that he's done and his being overturned now, being hung out to dry. At the center of it, we have his foreign, I think this has to do with his foreign things. That's going to put an end to him because this is moving forward. Going into it, we have his choices of his path and the actions that he did. Again, we have the challenge is the past and where he went and what he was giving. So, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. And just to wrap up, looking here he is balancing, wheeling, dealing, as always. Here we are, Two of Pentacles. It's all about the money, juggling it all around. He's even been apparently caught on tape saying, well, I could have declassified these papers when I was president, but I can't sort of doing it now. So now he's just doing his usual juggling game. He's put himself, Eight of Swords, that was Two of Pentacles, but Eight of Swords, he's put himself in this pickle. This is a imprisonment of his own making with his own behavior. He's literally put himself there. Why? When we look, Six of Cups, emotions, nostalgia, he's like, yeah, but other presidents have done it in the past. Such and such did this, such and such did that. He almost has this childlike notion when it comes to possessing these documents. And he's like, they're mine, they're mine, they're mine. It doesn't matter what anyone says. It's almost like a child stamping his foot, isn't he? But really what it's about, it's the money. He did it for the money. He's flogged it and sold it. As you guys know, so many of not only us, but other readers have been coming up with the same thing. And I think all of these roads are leading to Mecca on this one. He did it for the cash, for the influence, but ultimately it was fool's gold. And when we look here at the outcome, we see the rampant abuse of power, him getting his aides to basically lie, not only to the FBI, but also his own lawyers. We've seen everything stacked up to the ceilings with classified documents. Look, we know some other people, Pence and, Biden and a few papers, but we're talking about papers that would probably fit into an envelope at maximum, a plastic folder. Trump literally had a stage full of boxes, other rooms packed ceilings, knowingly. So we'll have to see
There's a last comment here from Michael Grant. Hi, Michael. Yeti is everybody's spy. Classified documents are us. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed. I mean, it won't surprise me if in a few years we're going to see a few of these documents rocking up on eBay and exchange websites and stuff like that. There's so many. It is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Indeed. But the time has gone, ladies. It has gone.
Just before we go, some people were asking about little Manamu. Well, Manamu passed because he was born with a very bad congenital defect. It was it had to do with his liver. Nothing was being filtered through his liver, so he died from the toxins. Yeah.
Terrible. And yes, our hearts go out to you, Lady G, of course. And let's just hope that with time you can find a nice pet that doesn't have these health difficulties. It's very difficult, these things. Lena, is there anything that you would like to add to close?
Yes, one more thing. Mary said, this is a comment from a viewer. I'm not sure if astrologers have been able to find an accurate birth date for Jack Smith, but you now have it, don't you, Hogarth?
Well, I looked today. Thanks for that question. It's a good one. So I looked on Wikipedia and I looked on different things, and some people, there's even doubt about the year that he was born. Some say 1968 or 1969. If there was a consensus, it would be different, but I can't have a year of movement with the planets and hope to be in any way accurate. So
if anyone's a good sleuth with these sort of things, if they could get in touch with Hogarth, if they've got any accurate information on Jack Smith.
Absolutely. And I would love to do a deep dive on his chart, because we want to see how he's going to turn up as the role of Saturn in Duck Larange's life, being that planet of accountability and the law and the karma and all that stuff. So let's keep it open. We'll have to see with Jack Smith, but the second I've got accurate birth data, of course, I'll be looking into his chart. But the show, it's gone, it's galloped by again. So
bless you all.
Indeed. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We had over 1,400 people in the end. So thank you so much. Indeed. Happy Sunday to everyone who's catching up with us on Sunday. I hope you're enjoying a nice coffee. Lady G, thank you so much for joining us, despite all of your struggles.
Inviting me.
Much appreciated. And of course, Lena, thank you for joining us Sunday morning. This is commitment, folks. You know,
your midnight, 9 a.m. We're committed.
Indeed.
Or we should be committed.
We should be committed.
Bless. So we really appreciate you joining us here, and don't forget to, of course, like and subscribe if you like the content, and the ladies' details in the video description. Don't forget to Julia Child. I've put a link in there. Yeah. She's cooking duck à l'orange. It's hilarious, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and it's a bye-bye for now.
Take care.
Bye.
Ciao.